Hey guys, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today's client came in for a silk press. And upon just evaluating her hair, talking with her, she told me about some things that she had done to her hair in the past. And now we are here. Now we are here. So if you can tell, she's done a color service before. And the crazy part about it is, even with the color service, she's grown out this far, and her actual natural hair is in a like really good shape, and then her ends are where it's just like negative. We're probably going to end up having to take some of these blonde ends off because that's exactly where it's split. That's exactly where it looks like it's been breaking off. Am I right? On the blonde parts. So that is what we're going to do today. So first things first, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And don't be afraid to hit the like button when you are watching my video. Also, this weekend is the Columbus Day sale where everything is 25% off. The discount has already been taken. There's a flash sale for today only where you get an additional 5% off the already discounted Columbus Day price by using code FLASH sale. So there's an additional 5% off on top of that. So basically it turns into 30%. So we're going to go ahead and get straight in. So I'm going to add a little bit of our frizz tamer and shine serum to her hair. I used about 2 pea-size drops. A little goes a very long way with the frizz tamer and shine serum. In regards to what we did leading up to this point, we did a shampoo and condition using our Elite Hair Repair and Growth Shampoo and Conditioner. We also did a hydration treatment where she went under the hydration machine, and then I sprayed her with a little bit of our Hydration Intense Therapy Mist as her leave-in conditioner. And now we are going to go ahead and start with the silk press process. So if you are one who colored your hair before, maybe a stylist colored your hair before, I want to be clear. How her hair looks right now and what she's going through right now is not something that, oh, because she did it at home. Oh, because she did this. This can happen with a stylist doing it. This can happen with you doing it all by yourself. This is something where it's more like maintenance. And as I always say, hair color or yeah, I'm saying it right. Hair color is a luxury service and it requires a lot of care, and it is the most delicate form of hair that you can get once that hair is colored. So what I'm going to do is silk her out. I am still using a titanium iron to silk her out. Why? Because she is still coarse textured and natural. So I do need a little more heat than normal, but I'm going to do slightly larger sections because she has what we call coarse thin hair versus coarse thick or dense hair. So there is a such thing. So I always tell people, you don't know which type you have, but this is also something that we're going to be talking about during our Hair Care Like a Pro webinar in 2 weeks. So for those of you who could not join us for tomorrow at the Boss Babe and Beauty Brunch, you'll be able to join me via live webinar, but it's not going to be the same, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, that is where we're going to talk all about hair texture, hair type, porosity, all of that good stuff. So you still have time. So I can already see where the line of demarcation is here. Definitely a lot of the high lift cover area. That's what is making her hair look even more limp and more damaged. It's really not her actual natural new growth hair, which is the darker color hair. That's not even the issue at this point. Really, it's just the color that is really making this a situation. But we're gonna fix the situation. So you'll see a big change in how her hair moves and flows once we get this off, or majority of it. You don't have to do everything all at once, but we're gonna really evaluate it after she's silked out and then be able to tell where we need to go. When will the hair repair shampoo and conditioner be back in stock? In about 1 to 2 weeks. Good morning. You want to moderate for me? Thank you, Paula. Paula says it's going to be a very successful weekend at the brunch. I'm excited. I'm excited, and I'm one of those people where I kind of overthink a lot. So I'm excited. So what I'm doing right now is just silking her out. I'm not styling her at the same time because I'm already prepared that we have a little bit of cutting to do. But her hair is going to love her when she's done. And she actually found me from YouTube as well, so that's a good thing. Yeah. So for those of you who are always asking where I'm located, just to restate it, I am located in Orlando, Florida, aka or / Altamont Springs. Orlando's not that large, so everything is within 30 minutes of each other. I was just watching another one of your videos. What do you do the saran wrap? When do you do the saran wrap method? Is the client under the dryer or hot? Wait, let me make sure I understand what you said. When you do the saran wrap method, is the client under a cool dryer or hot dryer? So they're under a warm dryer and then it cools down. Some people like to do the cool dryer, which that kind of defeats the purpose. So I put them under a warm dryer, and then the dryer does have a cool session at the end because you do have to let that hair cool down and lock in. You're gonna make me buy a ticket and come get my hair done? Okay. Thank you, Paulette. And this is what I tell people too. Don't always think that it's an automatic, oh my gosh, I gotta cut it all off. Get it evaluated. Like, people think that just because you see the damage, sometimes it's not even that bad. We overthink a lot. I'm guilty of it. Everyone's guilty of it. So let's all just raise our hand. But even with her hair looking the way it does right now, you'd assume, oh my gosh, bro, somebody probably told you, you just go ahead and just cut it off. No, you don't have to cut everything off. You can start slowly and work it out. Will you be able to come to New York? I pray I'll be able to come. Thank you, Yvette. I will. I'm going to come to New York in January. I'm planning it already. So I'll definitely be in New York sometime at the end of January. And then I'm going to do Atlanta, and I'll possibly do Texas. I'm not sure, because Texas is huge. Okay, so she has a slight, I'll say slight, it's not even an inch wide, of what we call traction alopecia in the front on both sides. So that's something that we're just going to use the hair that she has to just kind of mask that area. She's actually coming to the brunch tomorrow, so we got all kind of stuff going on here, y'all. But this is not going to be an issue coming soon. So I hope that we'll be able to do a update video so you guys will see how this area here has grown back in. That's my goal. Within a year, I need you to have a whole head of hair, okay? Thanks.
Yes.
So you got to speak life into hair too, guys, not just your life. And for those of you who might be watching it later on, because I know I'm going to get this question all the time, keep in mind these videos are filmed live, and I have no control over Wi-Fi, so it may buffer from time to time. That's just what we got to deal with. Unfortunately, even if I changed my filming gear, the signal won't change, so I just got to work with what I have. What do I recommend for traction alopecia? Our hair repair and growth shampoo and conditioner, and also the Goddess hair repair serum. The Goddess hair repair serum is bae all the time, all day, every day. So I'm going to ask a question. And this is kind of more like a home care kind of question. If your hair is in a situation like this where you might have gotten it colored and it began to break, what is the first and second thing that you would do in a situation of this type? And I want everybody to just give me an answer. There's no right or wrong. I just want to see how everyone really thinks in regards to hair care. What would be the first thing that you do in a situation like this? Protein treatment, cut it, okay. Deep condition, trim, okay. I'll wait for 2 more answers and then I'll give the answer of what to really do for a situation like this. Strengthen it, protein, and cut it. See a stylist. Cassandra, you are the winner, honey. First thing I would do is see a stylist, okay? Because most likely, if your hair has broken off at this point, a protein treatment is not going to stop hair that is already processed and completed from breaking off. It will still break. A protein treatment is only going to put a band-aid on the boo-boo. So you definitely need to go and see a stylist and let them evaluate the situation first. Create a regimen for you going forward. And then at some point they may do a protein treatment. But guess what? Lightened hair typically isn't lacking in strength all the time. It's lacking in moisture. It lacks more moisture than anything else. Why? Because you have literally stripped the pigment out of that follicle. And it is dry. Most of the time when color breaks, it is not from being weak, which that can happen too, from over-processing. It's typically from not actually moisturizing enough. Or you neglect it. You put in a protective style for 8 weeks. You put in a protective style for 20 weeks, 30 weeks, whatever, a whole year. And you don't give that hair time to get the oxygen and moisturize and take care of it like you need to. So don't always assume protein. Because protein can also help to make this break even more. Because protein is a very dry treatment. It is made to be that way. And while it might strengthen the outside, the hair is already breaking off. That hair is already split. So it needs to be taken down. It needs to be slowly taken away because it's already gone. So I like to ask questions like that because I like to see, what everyone's thinking. And that's a good way to review and educate by doing things like that. So I like to ask and just see what everybody else says. But those of you who said protein, not that it is a wrong answer, because protein will help, but protein is merely putting a band-aid over the bigger problem. So to fix this bigger problem, I would definitely start out by getting a hair evaluation. I would definitely ensure that you start a moisturizing regimen, and then strengthening will come with that. So it won't just be moisture, moisture, moisture. But the worst thing you can do is go and put protein over hair that is already in dire need of a cut, because it's only going to continue to split. Protein is only going to last but so long. So you did the right thing. See? You did the right thing. And you guys also tell my client thank you, because they allow me to film them. Show your world. And they're not always camera ready, but they let me do it anyway. Neither one of us. We're not even dolled up, so we're just doing it in the rawest form ever. A little lip gloss on and we're good. And she just came from work, guys, so that's even a more thank you, because I would have been like, absolutely not. How long has she had this color? How long have you had you started out with the blonde and you grew it out, right? Mm-hmm. So she started with a very low fade, right? She started with a very low fade with the blonde and then started to grow it out, and then you recolored it, right? Mm-hmm. And then she recolored it again. And then over time, it just got to this point. They said thank you. She said you're welcome. My hair is natural and I want to get a texturized style. Something. Texturizer style. Will that mess up my hair from switching back and forth? Well, the texturizer is a texturizer. I don't really think that it'll mess up your hair, but if not done correctly, you can be straight in a matter of a minute and a half. So that's something that you definitely probably need to go and see a stylist and let them evaluate your curl pattern before you even do it. Because your curl pattern that you have now is going to determine if that is even going to work. Some people, your curl pattern is already so loose that a texturizer is only going to make it even straighter, because it is a very mild form of relaxer. All right. Is all the color getting cut off? Most likely no, because some hair is longer than other parts. So you kind of have to customize this and just work with what you have. All of it will not be getting cut off, because I can see it as I kind of create a map as I'm working with the hair, and some areas are higher than others. So I'm not going to try to make this and this match when I know this was already shorter and back here was already longer. So you kind of just have to go with the flow and just work it out. So even though she's trimming it, I still didn't even cut off all of the color, because it really didn't have to be cut off all at once. And you guys don't forget, the flash sale is today, an additional 5% off the already 25% off. So all you need to use is code flash sale when you go to elitehaircareusa.com, and that is an additional 5% off everything. So basically it's 30%. Toe down for me. Stop calling me doctor. Don't do that. I am not a doctor. I just am passionate about what I do, but no, and I enjoy helping other people with or without compensation. Has there ever been a situation where you felt like, I just can't help you, we have to cut it all off? All the time. All the time. Some people, they really just, they basically are at the bare bones needing just a whole pixie cut. And I've done that before too, but it wasn't something that I forced them to do. This is something that we have to do together. So I really have to make sure that that's what you can do, that's what you can manage. I'm not the stylist to give you something knowing that you don't even know how to take care of it on a regular day. Okay, so it's like, that's something when we're doing our evaluation and consultation, that kind of thing. Hey, this is what I recommend, but this is also an alternative. Sometimes there's no alternative, and it's really up to the client if that's what they want to do. But I've had plenty of clients where I had to do that. Is hair perms still popular? Well, people still do get perms, but I don't offer perms. I offer relaxers. But perms are still available. People still buy them. Thank you, Hershey. All right, so that is all that we are going to take in this setting. We can work with that. We can work with that. What's the difference between a perm and a relaxer? A perm makes the hair curly, a relaxer makes the hair straight. Hence the word relax. All right, so we're going to go ahead and blow her off a little. Spray a little bit of our Sebastian Shaper just to help seal the rest of the cuticle. And then we're going to make sure that you keep tension on your iron all the way till the last piece of hair falls out, because we are working to use heat to seal off the outside of that cuticle and help reduce that frizziness. The cut gave it a real nice edgy look. Thank you. So we are doing larger sections for the style portion. We don't need to do small sections. We've already silked her, so that kind of is irrelevant at this point. And then the iron that I'm using to curl her is the Elite Mac Pro Styler 1-inch iron. How often should you get a texturizer? It really just depends on the needs of your hair. There's no time frame on a texturizer. Is mousse the same as heat protected? No, mousse makes the hair hard. It is a holder. It's made to put hold into the hair or onto the hair. Can you texturize a color? It depends on the level of color. So that's something that you definitely ask a stylist. So guys, I'm gonna hold off on all of the hair care questions for later on during the hair care Q&A. You guys know I try to do a Q&A, if not every other day, sometimes every day, sometimes twice a day if I'm bored. So you guys hold off on the hair care questions only because I'm trying to keep the focus on what we're doing to the hair currently. So you guys hold those questions for the Q&A later on today. The only way you'll know if I'm on is if you're subscribed to my channel and your notification bell is turned on. Other than that, you're going to be one of the ones that says, I always miss it. Right, because you're not subscribed. You don't have on your notifications. So turn those babies on. Don't be scared to turn on the bell. I promise I won't ring it too many times for the day. So tell me, what do you guys think of her hair at this moment? Does it not look about 80% better than where we were? Her hair looks pretty. That touch of color is cute. See, we made your color work for you.
Right.
Leave it to her. She wants to go back and put her entire head in blonde, y'all. So we're gonna leave that whole conversation to the side there. We're just gonna leave it where we started at, right at the shampoo bowl, and we're gonna move forward. Everybody says your hair looks better. It looks good.
Thank you.
She said to tell you thank you.
I want to go back bald.
She wants to cut it down. You see how she's whispering? Because she know. I'll put it on blast. She wants to go back bald, y'all. No, but it's a choice. It is a choice. My mother grew her hair out to only cut it all off too. So everybody does it. But it'll be a lot healthier at that point.
Yeah. I gotta wear my husband down.
Your husband doesn't want you to cut her off? Most men don't, because they don't want you going to the same barber as them. They know what foolishness goes on in the barbershop. A lot of slack talking. And they don't want you to be one of the moms that walks in and every dude stares at you as you walk by. Blonde is so high maintenance. It definitely is a high maintenance color. Blonde is 100% the most luxurious color you can have because it requires the most love. You have to care for blonde more than you care for your entire body. They said they love it. So I'm going to give her a little bit of feathering. Just a little.
I might get a crook tonight.
You might. Might get a whole new let's renew our vows tonight kind of conversation. All right, tilt this way for me. So we're going to go ahead and curl these last two pieces, and then we'll go into our style. All right. Are you going to saran wrap her? I'm not. I'm actually going to leave some volume in the hair on purpose because she's going to wrap it tonight. Oh, I left a little piece and didn't see it. Hold on, we have one more piece. All right, So I'm going to ask, which comb am I going to use to style her? Am I going to use the long, narrow tooth, wide kind of tooth comb, or am I going to use my rake? Which comb would you use to style this hairstyle? And that's a little bit of spray gloss that I just put on. The second one, the rake. Absolutely. Why? Because the rake is not going to take out all of the volume in the hairstyle, whereas the rat tail, somewhat wide tooth comb can kind of remove some of that volume, but we want to keep the volume. You want to keep the hair moving. You want to make it look like you actually did something and not just mesh everything together. And with this color, it kind of just gives it this oomph where you're like, oh, what's that? And who did it? Just give them my card. But that color it really just popped it out even more. So you can always take a heartache and make it into a smile. You don't even know that this was a smile anyway. The color, right? Yeah. The color just said, ew. And it just kind of created this halo. Listen, sometimes you just have to use the things that you have and accentuate them and just make it work. So I'm going to silk out. Sorry, Mama. Well, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to use a little bit of our charcoal edge tamer on her hairline here where she has these little silver streaks popping out. They're not gray anymore. They're silver because gray is popular now. So we're just going to make it even more. All right, so we're gonna, for this area here, I'm gonna drag you guys a little bit closer. Okay, turn this way from me. So this area here, even though it's thinning, we're gonna take our black or charcoal edge tamer. She does have a little bit of silver streaking. So we're going to use that to help mask those silver streaks. And then we're going to take our brush and just blend it really, really well. There we go. Pull you guys back. And then we're not going to leave this area exposed, even though we now can. I'm not going to expose it too much. So I'm still going to use what she has here to kind of accentuate it, pull it forward, mask it even more. Took this away from her. Just like that. And then tilt down for me. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She's boss babe ready, y'all. Just so you know. She is all done. Tell them bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes. All right, guys. So don't forget, if you're new to my channel, to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Turn on that little bell so you can be on when I'm live. Don't forget, the flash sale to the Columbus Day sale is today only, where you get an additional 5% off on top of the 25% that's already been reduced. Boss Babes and Beauty Brunch is tomorrow, so today is the last day to RSVP. And then Hair Care Like a Pro live webinar is October the 20th. So for you to get registered for that, you'll go to elitehaircareusa.com/shop. All right, people. See you later.